Okay, well, it's that time of the week again. Time for another Bitzbox live show. So, I just realised I haven't shared this on Facebook, so I better do that. Otherwise, I might end up talking to myself for a little while. So, let's get that shared up on the old Bitzbox page. Okay, there we go. And boom. So yeah, still painting Doors of Khaine. I have finished the Melusi. Yes, what they're called, isn't it? And I'll show them off once we get some people joining the stream. So yeah, it'll take a little while to get some people on, as always. I mean, YouTube sends out notifications to people who have notifications on. So yeah, please feel free to jump in the chat, say hello. If you're working on anything particular this evening, do let me know what you're up to. Always interested to know. And Benjamin is here. Hello. I've got your email, and we'll be sharing some of your work later in the show once we get a few more viewers in. Hopefully some more of the regulars will join us. So right now I'm just painting the spears on these. They are getting there. I might just focus on this squad tonight, but you never know, I might have a bit of work I can do on the other squad if we wait for anything to dry in particular on these. So current progress, let's show this one. Base coat the skin. Oh god, the light's terrible here. Wings, done. Really I need a light behind these. But let's have a look. Crime Index is here, hello, hope you're well. Let's try this out. I know this isn't a white light, but that's a little bit better. Use my phone light. You can see the wings bent now. I'll break that off probably because they do tend to. They're very fragile. And they do tend to snap them end bits. But yeah, that's where we're up to. We've got the pale skin base coated. We've got gold base coated. Some of the purple. Most of the purple's base coated. There are other little bits, but yeah, the wings are pretty much where I want them to be. Apart from obviously little spikes and stuff, and yeah, no annoying little bits just keep breaking off. Most of them have lost these little end bits, but it doesn't matter. The wings still look okay without them. They look alright. They'll certainly do. Seabear 43807 this afternoon. Noel Gabbett is here as well. Yo, Craig, what's up? Yo. Benjamin says, interestingly, I have image via PS4 but not on the phone. That is weird. Hopefully, just YouTube being stupid. Jay Thomas is here as well. Yo, Bitzbox people. Starting to get a few of the regulars in, which is good. I can start showing off some miniatures from last week. I'll probably get my phone light back up because that seemed to work out quite well. Yeah, maybe I can get some sort of light attachment to go onto this tripod. Then we can have a light sort of coming from here. Obviously, on the little camera it looks a bit strange by my head, but anyway, I haven't put I normally put like a grass tuft on the base. I haven't done that yet. But where's everyone? There she is. So we have these. I'll show her out to the camera. So yeah, these girls are done as much as I want them to be done. I haven't gone too overboard on these. So that's that squad. Next we have the purple squad. Bring them in. I'll keep them on the desk if anyone joins us late. I can shout them off again. Come on. And yeah, we have the purple squad, so that's how they're looking. So yeah, I just need to add the grass tuft to the base and I'll call these girls done. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how they turned out. They're not my best work by any means, but I just want to do just a basic tabletop standard job on these because I just want to get them done. I'm really looking forward to building and painting Marathi, who I will spend a bit more time on, but be a while yet. Jay Thomas says, long time no see. Yes, because I guess you weren't here for last week's show, so, and it's been a while before then. I'm so excited for the IDNF Deepkin. It's unbelievable. Yeah, they are just beautiful, and they can ally with these girls, which is nice. Benjamin says, refresh and work now. Nice. Love the blue you did there. Thank you. Is the stream randomly cutting out for anyone else? It does that a lot, I think. Combination of my crap internet and crap computer probably does that. But so far it says the connection's good. And Seabear says, looking good, thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with these. So, got one more spear to paint here. And sisters, yeah. Yeah, the speculation is over. There is going to be plastic sisters next year, at last. Yeah, very excited for that. Sam King, hi. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, what else can you say about Plastic Sisters Battle? I mean, it's going to be good. I should imagine they'll get a fairly decent sized release. Silver, there it is. Maybe IDNF Deepkin. Their release is quite big, and apparently GW said on their live stream there's still a couple of releases what weren't shown in their reveal, so it's going to be quite a lot for the Deepkin. But yeah, how cool are they? Watch it be Plastic Sisters of Khaine. They pretty much confirmed that we'll be the Adeptus Sororitas at least. Yeah. And we've got daughters, and then we'll have sisters. Peter Nicholas says, great Scott, I made it this week. Yay. Yeah, last week's show was a bit out of the blue. Yeah, I ended up having a month away from the shows, and they weren't all due just because I'm now a father. The first one I missed, I was just too tired, and my daughter wasn't born then, because that was going back. That was like a week before she was born. And yeah, I was really tired and just didn't fancy doing a show. And when you're sort of like expecting the baby to be born any minute, I just weren't really in the mood to get everything set up. And then there's always that chance Mrs. could have gone into labour during a show, and that had just been a nightmare. And of course, the week after that, we were actually up for hospital, and she was born the next day. So that's the first two, and then the third one I missed was obviously because that was my first week and parenthood. So I thought I'd definitely take that one off. And then it was my sister's birthday, so I missed one for that. But yeah, back now. I should be able to do these every Thursday. I mean, they're only a couple of hours out of my week. It's not too bad. My baby girl does sleep. She's not actually here at the moment. My missus has took her up her mum's, so she'll be back a bit later. So yeah, nice quiet house. Not used to that anymore. Sam King says, do you paint these guys for the Bitzbox on YouTube or because you love the model? Bit of both, I'd imagine. We are planning on doing a bat rep with these in the near future because Wayne's got quite a lot of Daughters of Khaine as well, so we'll probably put our forces together, have a nice little army, and we'll do a bat rep. And we haven't done bat reps for a while because the room's been just a bit of a mess at the moment. But we'll soon be starting them back up. And the room we film in is so cold over the winter anyway, so we don't film. We never really filmed as much over the winter months. But yeah, hopefully some point next month we'll start bat reps again. I'm so hyped I actually got a shark for Deepkin. Now I finally do hybrid animal conversions. I've had in my mind for a year. Combination of shark and scorpion. Nice. Yeah, so I'm not a massive fan of them flying shark things, but I'm sure they'll grow on me. Started a new job a few weeks ago and haven't been able to catch a live stream, but it's slow today, so I can afford to watch. Oh, cool. Well, you haven't missed much over the last few weeks, as I was saying. I missed 4 weeks. So hopefully this review is okay for you guys. I know the lights aren't brilliant and that, but as I said last week, I got like a really nice brand spanking new tripod, which is just lovely. It's so cool, and it should be for the price. And it's just making filming a lot easier on stuff. I love the Deepkin octopus. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I just love everything. I'm not, like I said, I'm not too keen on the floating shark things, but everything else is just absolutely fantastic. It has a knife. Can you do another Stormcast versus Iron Jaws? I love that one. I'd like to see another one of them. Okay, I'll put that on the. I shall put that on the list. When we have a battle of these, they'll be against. They'll either be against Stormcast or Iron Jaws, I should imagine. But yeah, I've got some hard boys I want to build up and paint for my Iron Jaws. So much I want to do for everything. I've got these Custodes Wardens. They're like almost finished, and like yeah, I need to finish them off. There's so little I need to do on them. But yeah, focusing on these girls at the moment. So I might neaten up. So I've got a bit of gold on this one. Not really too sure how I'm going to do the rocks on the base. I'll probably just do them all grey, as obviously my bases are grey. So I might do that next. Yeah, obviously I haven't painted as much as I would do normally recently. I have been. You've seen the Azerite ruins on the channel on the video. I've been painting them up. Just quick dry brush, just painting some gold in. But yeah, the last couple of days I really haven't felt much urge to paint, which is why I just did the dry brushing and that on these, because easy enough. Sam King says, thanks for stream, but I have to leave. Oh no. Well, this stream will go up on YouTube once it's finished, so you can watch it at your leisure. But thanks for joining. Let's pick up my Dawnstone here. So yeah, I'll just do all grey on the base, I think. Ooh, that's gone a bit funny. I put it on my palette where the gold was and it's now come on this really interesting colour. I quite like that though, but I'll try and blend that out. It's a happy little accident. I quite like that as a colour. So if you see me do a video in the future where I'm painting some terrain or something, I mix a bit of gold in with the grey and pretend that I'm all like edgy or something, just remember it's like all started from a happy little accident. But that's right. I haven't played Age of Sigmar yet. I love Fantasy Battles, not sure how I feel about AOS. Yeah, so I don't really play Fantasy Battle. Not a lot. I was never really that massively into it like I was with 40k, so that made it easier for me to get into Age of Sigmar. And obviously the game's quite simple, but I really like it. I do like how they're sort of coming up with more unique stuff. Obviously fantasy was very generic, but nothing wrong with that because, you know, elves and orcs and all that stuff is really cool. But now they can just take them in any direction they want. Then you end up with sea elves on flying sharks, so... Is it okay if I send you an email with some concept I would like to recreate for Shark Guy? Yeah, absolutely. Send me whatever you like. Yeah, email address is at the bottom of the screen if you want to share any of your work. I know that Benjamin has already sent some stuff earlier on, which I'm going to show on the screen very soon. Now we've got a few people in, so I'll get sharing that. Just finish these bases. There's little skulls on there I'll have to paint as well. And I apologise for that. I really don't like the Windows 10 notification thing, it's a bit annoying. Penguin says the slowdown is coming. Well, I've saved them already. I saved them before the show, so fingers crossed. They won't slow the stream down. And Vandus is here. Hello, hello. Nice and early for you, Vandus. So, okay, so if any of you guys were here last week, Benjamin sent some really awesome converted chaos collists. And he sent some more, and I can't find. No. Now, can I add? No, so I can only add these one at a time. That's stupid. But we'll show them off one at a time. So here's the first one. I always enjoy trying to work out what the bits are from. That looks like some sort of Tyranid hand. Obviously, they're all based off of Flagellants, which is an amazing kit. I saw some really cool conversions actually, where people use the Chaos Renegade torsos and heads on the Flagellant legs. I really like that, so I'll probably do that one day. Obviously a Plague Bearer's head. A bit from the Putrid Blight Kings there. And Van says, Crave the delivery ain't here yet. What delivery? Noel says, I saw these on the Ink 28 page. I love that page. I didn't realise you posted them on there. Yeah, they are awesome. There's a few of these. No one using some flagellant bits. Nice little axe there. That axe is quite cool. Don't actually recognise what that's from, but I'm gonna say maybe Chaos Marauders. I might be wrong. Really cool. Nice little shield there. Yeah, these are awesome. I just really love the sort of a paint scheme you do on them. It's very simple, but it works really well. Certainly has that Ink 28 Blanjitsu style feel. Another one here. Will it let me resize it? Oh, hello. Oh, I was being stupid. There we go. Oh, nice two-handed axe there. Like you just sort of took the mace off the flagellant and then just put an axe head on there. Did we ask for the paladin bits? Did you? Why can't I remember that? Email. Send me an email, Vantus. You just remind me I've got to send someone else some stuff as well. The axe is a chop up. Cool. Oh, and one more here. I think you said 5. Why have I only saved 4 of them? Oh, one of them didn't seem to load, that's why. So I only got the 4 up in the email. Oh, I really like these two, the Plaguebear's head. Oh, I made one from Blighting Axes. Nice. Yeah, I mean, obviously you've used the Putrid Blight Kings quite a fair bit in these, as you can see, with a couple of heads from there. I mean, what a great kit. If you're doing a Nurgle Force, you might as well just buy that kit just to use the bits from, because there is so much to use for it. But yeah, I mean, even if you make your Putrid Blight Kings up, you'll still have so many spare bits to make other stuff. Yeah, really cool. Interesting that one of these has got a grey robes. That looks really nice though. Very cool. Really like them. So there's a lot of tiny little details and stuff to do. Now some of that leg armor is going to be silver, so I think that will be the next job. Ah, there it is. So again, as always, I'm using the scale 75 metallics. Big fan of them. Okay, so a couple of miles sent. There's Vandus's. Alright, cheers. I'll look into that Vandus. Obviously anything ordered around that time was sent off after quite a while after. But yeah, I'll chase that up. And obviously if we've got the bits here to resend it, I'll do that. What I'll do actually, I'll forward it to my other email account so I don't forget it. Thank you. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Nice. So I'm just looking at what oh shush. How do I turn that off? I'm just looking at what Noel sent me for his idea for like a half scorpion fish thing. So essentially it's going to be like a scorpion body with like a fish head, and then sort of big sort of wing gill type things. Pretty cool. That Wargamer is here. Says what's cooking. Van says, have you talked about the IDNF Deepkin? Yeah, we briefly mentioned them. I did do a video about all the reveals as well on the channel, if anyone wants to hear my thoughts on them for whatever reason. Videos like that seem to do quite well, especially on other channels. I mean, there literally are channels where people just talk about everything. And, you know, people seem to like that, so... we won't do that silver, we'll do that in gold. There's still minor little gold details I need to do on the armour. Yeah, I really like the IDNF Deepkin though, they look awesome. Let's just hope I can get a fair amount of stuff for this army painted before they're released, because otherwise I'll just end up with another half-finished army. And the cycle will just continue. Adam Rogers is here as well. Hello. Lots of our regulars joining us this week. It's very cool. As you can see, I'm just painting these. Is it canary? Canary? I won't say canary. Sounds a bit strange, but yeah, canary. I can never remember which ones are which. There's like heart renders and life something. I can't even remember. I think heart renders are the other ones. I'm quite excited for the Imperial Knights as well. I've ordered a couple of Forgebane boxes, so I'll have a few Knights. I'm going to make 3 of them up as Knights, and then the last one I'm just going to kit bash for something bland Jitsu-y, hopefully. And then I'll probably get hold of a new Knight when it comes out. And then I can add that to my existing Knights, and I'll actually have... hopefully, a fair-sized army. And I'm going to do my old blue nebula style on them. And yeah, they're going to look awesome. Mini Knights, yeah. I like to see them compared to an Iron Strider. See what difference there is in size. Literally everything else in that box will just be sold on the site as bits, and the characters... I don't know, I'm tempted to paint the Necron character up for fun. And then the spare one I'll probably sell or give away. But I really want to start doing some more painting videos, and yeah, I might do a painting video on him. Maybe, and maybe do a nice job on him. Yeah, I've got a couple of ideas for other painting videos as well, what I want to do in the future. I'm probably going to do one on the Custodes armour. I did actually film like a quick tip style video for doing these, but then I wasn't too happy with it, so it's quite easy to paint, so I might do another one. I've still got plenty of Custodians that needs painting. And and someone did ask how I did my orange power weapons for my Primaris Marines, so I think that might be a good little video to do. Man says, mail of what I've been painting. Yes. You have fire slayers. Ah, nice. So I apologise if the stream's gonna go slow. I'm hoping the Merwam from Forgelog can be brought in the Idenef Deepkin army. And Van says I doubt because it's destruction. Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, because that would look quite cool. For Warhammer Heroes thing, it's quite a good idea as well. I'd like to see them expand that to 40k. So I can take Doom Rider again, that'd be nice. Obviously, there's not many characters in 40k that they don't actually sell. But yeah, I hope the Warhammer Legends thing does include like the entire Tomb Kings and Bretonnian range and get them some updated rules. Maybe even the Legion's abilities would be quite nice. But maybe I'm asking too much now. One great thing about Deepkin to show us monsters that we imagined from the seas of claws back in the old world. Pretty cool variety of styles. Yeah, I mean, some of the monsters as well is really nice. I love that sort of like mount that guy's on. And the guy with the cloak, what looks like a big wave with all the fish coming off it, he is just awesome. But yeah, really interested to see what else will be coming out for that army, because apparently GW said there is 1 or 2 secrets that they haven't shown, so there could be another big box or something for them. I mean, we haven't seen we haven't seen like they're just their regular troops in great detail, have we? I always like the underwater in fantasy and sci-fi themes, so I'm going to convert like crazy. Nice. Or magic. Probably token effects. Yeah, I mean magic, you know. Sea Wave kits like the Death Magic Ball thingy. Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I really hate that big floating skull spiky thing. I think it looks a bit pants, but if they're sort of bringing this sort of magic to life and that, then it does open a door for just lots of weird and wonderful stuff. Right, let's get these Fire Slayers on the screen, because they are looking very nice. That's a notification from that email I forwarded. That was quick. There they are. Just get them. I'll have them like that, that's fine. Really liking these, the Shadespire warband for them is so nice. I really want to just get all the Shadespire warbands eventually, but I've only painted 2 of them up. And you can see one of them just above my head, right there. My Stormcast. But yeah, anyway, back to these though, because these are looking really nice. I love the work you've done on the beards especially. That's really cool. But they're just beautiful miniatures. Absolutely beautiful miniatures. Yeah, really good job. I really like them a lot. Interesting with the bright coloured base rims. Is that just is that the colour plastic they come in? I guess they do come in orange plastic. I ain't even seen. Yeah, really nice. I think that thing is going to be what's left of Morsi. Oh, I can't pronounce that. Morsi the Chaos Moon. Cool. Not a bad theory. I saw a good little fan theory of some of the new Death stuff, saying they could be like sort of undead Bretonians and stuff. Be quite interesting. I mean, there's certainly a possibility for Nagash to bring some of the old races back in Death form, isn't there? So these spikes on the wings, I think I'll do next. I'm going to do base the skulls on the bases as well, same colour. I know I mentioned last week I was going to do a size comparison video for Marathi, but I think I'm going to have to paint her in sub-assemblies, which means that video will have to come after she's painted, I think. I really want to finish these. I'm determined to finish these so I can start work on her. But I'm being good. I'm making sure I get these done, because I always find I end up doing the characters or the big miniatures, and I leave some of the more basic troopers never done. I've got 2 squads of witch elves I need to build and paint at some point as well. I'd also like to revisit my Death Guard and my Nurgle Demons. But yeah, I promise I'll be painting or building something different by next week's show. It won't be these, even if they're not finished, which this squad will be for sure. So we've got a skull on that base. Sorry, I'm eating these as it's around Easter time. Best time of the year because you get Milky Bar mini eggs. These are like the best thing ever. They're so good. You have to bite all the shell off and then suck on the inside. Lovely. I do love white chocolate. And no turning all that into innuendos. I'm working on Inquisitor Velma while I watch. She's coming on nicely. Awesome. I look forward to seeing her when she's finished. Yeah, sorry, went a bit quiet then, concentration mode and all that. Making good time on these, 40 minutes in. We're doing well. Excuse me. So we've got a couple of little gold details to do. I need to neaten up some of the black. Then I can just whack a wash on. A couple of washes. And then just some highlights and they'll be done. There's not a great deal to it. So I'm not going for anything too fancy on these. What I will do though next, just got to do these spikes here. I'll do them that colour as well. So yeah, I believe during this stream I might get these to a stage where they'll only need their base doing. I think I can reach that stage. For any latecomers, these are the ones I've finished that I was painting last week. See, it's a little bit of a microphone in there. There we go. Painted the gold on there, but that's fine. We're now going to do lots of gold details. So I apologise if I'm going into concentration mode again. So these nice patterns on the shields are going to be fun to paint. Try and do a bit of sort of overbrushing almost, just catching the side of the brush. Too bad. See that? I don't know what you can see, but just that little thing on the shield there. Now we've got to do a trim around her armour. There's a mask that she carries. Don't really know why she's carrying a mask when she's got a helmet as well. I really like the look of the purple and the gold together. Obviously they contrast very well. Nicholas says, is it just me or is Craig looking more hunky now? I guess it's a dad thing. You know what it is? Because I've trimmed my mustache. It doesn't curl round and look stupid. That's what it is. Obviously, I need a haircut because this fringe is just ridiculous. Could be a dad thing. Obviously, holding a baby a lot builds up one's muscles. But yeah, definitely need a haircut. If you've watched my recent video I did on the Age of Sigmar alloys and stuff, there's like a bit of hair sticking up on the back of my head. I didn't notice. And when I was editing it, I was like, oh, there's no way I'm filming that again. That's proper sort of taking a nap in the middle of the day, waking up and doing a video style hair. No, I hate how these move. Hope this doesn't count as a derail. Mad Cow will be upset. Yes. Where is Mad Cow? He briefly popped up at the start of last week's show and then disappeared. Of course, Plastic Sisters have been announced, so, you know, Mad Cow might still be celebrating. And Harry says, hi guys, hi Craig, I'm in a meeting and can't hear, just want to say I love the new format you're doing, maybe I'll catch the last minutes of the stream or watch it later. Cheers. Yeah, I'm liking this camera angle better. As you can't hear, I'll give you a thumbs up. I could pretend to say something like really funny, then like everyone could just put ha 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 in the stream, say that's the funniest thing I've ever heard, and then, you know, Harry would think I've told a really good joke, and like he's missed it. Oh, I can't wait to get a wash on these. So I'm going to leave the little bits of strapping and stuff like that. I'll do that last, as I tend to do. Benjamin's like, that is so funny. Alright, best joke I've ever told, and Harry couldn't hear it. It's quite strange because obviously not many of the viewers are actually in the UK, so you know, for some people it's like the middle of the day and that. Also, I believe over here in the UK the clocks go forward an hour at a weekend, so just bear that in mind for next week's show. Well, no, the clock's already changed in the States. I don't really know how it works in other countries. I guess they still have daylight savings and all that. It just seems... You'd think every country would just do it at the same time, but they don't, for some reason. Benjamin says, oh, UK here, actually just down in Colchester. Awesome. Not that far from us then. Just over an hour. I like going to the zoo there. They do have a kick-ass zoo. It's a damn fine zoo. Yeah, it is. That's huge. Yeah, last time I was there, I fed the elephant. Very cool. Only a couple of years ago. Yeah. Hold this one up to the light to see what I'm doing. Really, I should paint like this all the time. Elbows up. Paint like this. That's how the pros do it. I think it's actually easier if you hold it right up under the light, but I don't know. You just end up seeing my arm on the stream. I think I've just finished sorting my Ultramarines. My Ultramarines Bitzbox. Yeah. It's great when you see that term used. It's almost like free advertising. And found more on a battle company of Marines in support except for rhinos. Jesus. Yeah, it's funny when you think how widely that term is used. I was so lucky to get the Bitzbox domain. I'm still waiting for them to bring out, because obviously there's loads of different domains you can get now. There's loads of different sort of suffixes, and there is gonna one day be a .box available. So I've put my name down for the bits.box domain, which should be quite cool. Because you can sort of reserve them early. But that was like a couple of years ago. I'm still waiting. I didn't know I was collecting Ultramarines. Oh, this gold is tedious. What I may do though, speed things up a bit. Paint a gold on a couple. give them their washes, and then while they're drying I can paint the golds on the others. And then give them their washes. Might be an idea, might help my sanity as well. These little chains here I've missed, but I'll do them later. So it's just shy of the hour mark, so I'm really happy with the progress I've made so far already. Very exciting. Wife just got home, bought me a single 7 teapot. Very happy. Cool. What I'm quite enjoying at the moment is with the newborn we actually have like almost like a mini kitchen set up in the bedroom there. We've got a little kettle and a little fridge. Pretty cool. I do love how a shade wash can just improve a miniature so easily. She's looking a lot better with her wash on. That's why I like to paint the straps afterwards as well, because the wash will really bring them out. So you can actually see what you're doing. So I'm just washing them with Agrax Flesh Shade because it's good for the gold, it's good for the flesh. And I'm even sticking it on the purple areas. Doesn't really make much difference with purple areas, you don't really see it. But it just saves me having to be too neat. And that's her with her wash. Now I just need to do a black wash on the metallics and on the base, but we'll come back to that. Okay, back to the gold. You can see the desk is looking a bit messy with paint as well. I haven't even put a load of them back. Definitely don't need this one. That's Mummy by Minotaur Badger. That's what I painted. That's the colour on the front of these girls. Nice little colour. They have some nice colours in the Minotaur range. They're not great to use with a brush because they're so thin, but they have their uses. Sorry, I'm not being unsociable, but can't ignore the misses, can you? Alright. A little bit more gold on this one. Oh. Aha. This creates our own shadows. Two more to go for gold. Okay, so this one has a lot more gold on her because she is the leader. Okay, nice shoulder pads going on. Make them nice and gold. Okay, so a lot going on with the hammer on this one. No more needs for me, I have to eat fruit nowadays. Oh no. I mean, don't get me wrong, the original mini eggs are nice, but the Milky Bar ones are just so much better. I want to have another one now. Now that you've said that. And while I'm doing the concentration bit, might as well have them while I'm going to be quiet. Benjamin says, gotta go, thanks, later. Thanks for joining us. Pleasure as always, I shall see you later. Fanna says, what happened to the glasses, by the way? I thought to myself, wait a sec, something looks different. They're here. They're a bit dirty, and when they're dirty and I try and do close-up stuff, all I see is a crap on the glasses, so any little smudge in that, that's all I can see. I don't need them for close-up, so I can see perfectly fine close-up. He says off for tea. Hey. Made a couple of messes on this one. So I'll skip purple. Panda says not tea at this time. What madness is this? It's all part of a new hunky look. There was a time when I used to wear contact lenses, but just too lazy these days. I think I last wore them at my mate's wedding over a year ago, so... Well, nearly 2 years ago, I think it is now. Okay, so there's another 2. Let's get a flash shade on. Oh, have you seen an Annihilation movie yet? No. I'm really bad when it comes to movies, though. I'm always late to the party. Very rarely go to the cinema and that, and tend to not watch them much at home. Especially not recently. Got me curious about it. Nasty monsters. Okay. Okay, sweet. Oh, wash just makes everything look so nice. Golds just look so terrible when they're that flat, don't they? They need sort of some warmth to them. Okay. So shade on the first girl, let's stand to dry. Just got to do gold trim on one more. Give her a flesh wash, then I'll probably do my black washes. And then just a few highlights and we're there. That's not gold. Go back. There we go. Peanut says no idea. Oh, I really don't like painting these patterns on the shields. I've done everyone's now, haven't I? Yeah. They could do with a highlight after the wash as well. That don't come out too bad, though. Let's do that bit purple. That looks nice and purple. A little bit of gold on the end there. I didn't realise I was painting this one a bit out of shot. Get stuff on the spear. I'll neaten them spears up at the end though. Okay, so a little bit more purple just on her armour. Tiny bit of mist there. Just a little top of a shield bit. Cool. So she can have a wash. So, oh, next up, non-oil. I'll wash all the stone on the bases and their silver details. I'm applying all these washes fairly heavily. I want some nice contrast in the deeper areas. Oh, it's another skull there I've missed, so I'll have to come back and paint that. Okay, they are looking good. They are looking good. So, drink break. Mini egg reward. So, now it's just going to be a case of highlighting up the skin and the purple areas and the gold areas. I might leave the silver how it is, I don't want it to be too bright. And the base I'll do all together. So while they're drying, grab some of these girls. So these are the heart renders. Much like the Melusai, I'm doing the opposite colours, so these got purple wings with blue shields and tabards and stuff. Thank you. I can't decide if I prefer the blue or purple scheme. Probably do what I did last week with these and get the boots undercoated, because I haven't got to be particularly neat with the base coat on them. F1. So yeah, it really doesn't take long. And by the time I've done these boots, the non-oil wash should be pretty much dry on these ones, and then we can get into some highlights. Now we've still got plenty of time as well, which is nice. Oh, I just hate how they move about. Look at that. So use your finger to steady them. God forbid any of these tails break. And the other two are hiding over here. So yeah, what I did with the last ones and what I'm doing with these is just basically painting the whole legs black. Oh, I knocked a bit off there. And then I just come back in and paint where the skin goes and stuff. And obviously the metal armor plates. That's a bit annoying, that's like a flimsy bit. Oh, so you can probably live without that. It's like a little tassel or something. They're quite delicate miniatures, these ones. These tails certainly just feel like they're going to break with every brush stroke. Yeah, they lend to this dynamic pose, which is nice though. Better than the flying stand. Speaking of which, I don't really pay much attention to the flying stands on the IDNF Deepkin. I might have to go back and have a look at the pictures and the video to see if they're using just bog standard ones or whether they've got any fancy ones or not. Okay, so then go back to one side. I would love to have both of these squads finished before next week's show. We'll see. You never know. Ooh, what's your favourite paint line and brushes? I don't have one particular favourite. When it comes to metallics, I've said 100 times on this show, on these shows by now, I reckon, Scale 75 for scale colour paints are amazing. And their brushes are fantastic as well. I've been using them on the streams now for a few months. My size 0 brush is my trusty go-to brush for detail, and the size 1 brush is what I do for larger areas. This is starting to see some wear and tear though, but the size 0 has held up really well, and I don't look after my brushes as well as I should. Definitely not GW brushes. I just cannot get on with GW brushes at all. Just not at all. When it comes to dry brushing, if I can find one. There's one. I'm using these really crappy, these are like really cheap brushes I just got from Hobbycraft. But they're so good for dry brushing. These are the sort of cheap throwaway brushes. These sort of flat ones I've always used for dry brushing. Get them for next to nothing. And they do the job. You just keep the bristles soft. They work really well for dry brushing. Also, for larger base coat, and I've just, from the same set, I've just got these really cheap crap brushes. But yeah, the scale colour brushes are really good. I've heard a lot of good stuff about the broken toed brushes. I've heard they're really good, so I'm hoping to pick up some of them to try out. I do really like the GW paints, I'm not going to lie. I really like their washers, the texture paints, the base paints. Yeah, I'm a big fan of GW stuff. Obviously, when you're filming, when you're filming tutorials and stuff online, it's best to use GW because they're the most readily available. But I do like Vallejo paints, and obviously Scale 75 paints are really good. Not just their metallics, but their regular paints are quite good as well. But yeah, I haven't used a lot of Vallejo lately, and for airbrushing I do like the Badger Minotaur paints, although if you want brighter colours, then I don't really recommend them because they are all quite sort of dull. Or a lot of them are. And the Citadel air paints are really good, but the pots are terrible. If they were in dropper bottles, they would be right up there because the consistency on the Citadel air paints is really good. For airbrushing, obviously. But yeah, hope that's answered your question. So I need to come back in with a Rakar Flesh. Brighten up these skin areas a bit. And I'll thin it down now because we don't want to go too heavy with it. Corner. My palette seems to have moved. I don't know where that's going. And then now it's just a case of hitting all the raised areas. And the paint's quite thin, so it flows nicely. So this really doesn't take long to do. And then the next highlight will just be Powdered Witch Flesh, like the sharper details. And that is all I do for their flesh. I'm not going to go overboard. When I do Marathi, I'll probably do an extra step or two, or maybe even try something different, I don't know. I saw someone do a really cool patterned snake. Yeah, like, you know, on Marathi's snake-like body, they did a really cool sort of pattern taken from an actual sort of snake-style pattern. I really liked that, so I'm hoping I can get some inspiration of real-life snakes, what are more like the colours I'm going to be using in my army. Because I'll be happy to put a bit more effort into Marathi. Whereas these girls, all the blue and purple was just airbrushed, washed and dry brushed. And obviously all the other areas are pretty much just base coated, washed and highlighted. Mustn't forget the mouths. There's a couple given the first highlight already. The purple areas won't need a great deal doing, just a little bit of edge highlighting. And there's the odd little straps on them, which painted quite simple and quite simple scheme as well. I don't want you guys to think that I'm rushing these, because I'm not. I just don't want to spend too long on them. They don't really need massive amounts of work put into them. And to be honest, you know, they're quite slim and details quite fine and that. So I'd have to be a better painter to really make them look really good. It looks quite intimidating on the desk because there's half an army sort of forming. Feel like the GW paints are too expensive now? Well, of course, use the 120ish paints I already got. But I'm all Vallejo and P3 now, and I'll try all paint brands eventually. Yeah, I've never actually used P3, but I've heard a lot of good stuff about them. You can't go wrong with Vallejo. Yeah, I was quite lucky. I got a lot of my GW paints for quite cheap. Off someone who they basically bought the mega paint set and then not that long after they sort of just quit the hobby, so they barely used a lot of them. And most of the paint I use is still from them, and that was probably about 5 years ago. I'm at a stage of needing to replace nearly all my old paints. What to do? Stay with GW that I'm used to, or try some others? I'd say definitely think about picking some other ones up. Maybe do a bit of both. Scale 75 do nice little sets, so you can get like metallic sets. The skin tone set I've got is really good. And a lot of paint brands do a similar sort of thing. Maybe pick up one little set like that from a different company and try their paints out. Cool. I think this one actually came out better than the others. How well you can see on the camera, but I'm getting there. It like focuses for that second. So next up we'll do the palette Witch Flesh highlight on the skin, which is right here. By the way, that turtle they revealed today was probably one of the best minis of all time. I take it you like that quite a lot then. That's really cool, isn't it? It's weird because I sort of look at the flying sharkfish thing and I just don't buy them. But then I see that and it's sort of flying sea creature, but it's actually really cool. I just feel like making a sort of a mini sort of world on the back of it. So just going in with the palette Witch Flesh, hitting the sharpest details now, painting the fingers, tops of the muscles. No, there's not a great deal on this one. Now it'll be the skin done. Don't like the foot soldiers personally, but I guess the old Dark Elf privateers could work as stand-ins if probably converted. Yeah, they'd work really well. So I really like them actually, the foot soldiers. The little we did see of them. But yeah, the Corsair miniatures are brilliant. No reason why you can't give them... Just take Corsairs and give them the same sort of weaponry. It'll work. I was kind of hoping the Corsairs could have been brought into the army to have been part of them. See, the tassel bit what fell off the other one is like really loose on this one as well. Very strange. It wasn't a bit what needed gluing on separately, it was part of a larger bit. That's a bit too thick. The only thing when you do these sharper highlights, paint's too thick, they just look really goofy. Unfortunately my powdered witch flesh is really thick, it's more like dry paint, but I still get paint out of it. This is like quite like those DAs. Oops, DEs. Yeah, I've always been a fan of the Dark Elves. They look really cool. I'm tempted to try and convert some Dark Elf stuff up to ally with these, but my elf army is like all females. So maybe I'd have to convert them up to be females. I have like female executioners and female corsairs and stuff. Possibly. Obviously I won't do that with the Deepkin. Be interesting to see who the Deepkin can ally with, because they might be able to ally with like the Corsairs, maybe even like some of the High Elves, sort of sea themed stuff. I can't remember what the individual factions are called. That would be quite cool. Have some Lothan Sea Guard in there and some Corsairs. Alright, so that is for skin. I bought a set just to have them, although I've got nothing to add them with. Sometimes it's nice just to have miniatures though, innit? Okay, we've got about 15 minutes left. Heart is purple and we are basically there. Oh, 200 sweet. Would you say you get more fun from painting or modelling / converting? If you'd have asked me a few years ago, I'd have said modelling and converting, hands down. Now I'm not too sure. I love both equally, I think. I think I'm at a stage where I've got so much shit to paint that I find if I'm spending a lot of time converting stuff, I just feel like, oh, I could have got a lot painted in that time. So I think right now, painting, just because I have so much to do. When I do like the Blandjitsu stuff, I really put a lot of thought and time into them, so I could easily spend 2 hours just on 1 or 2 miniatures when it comes to converting them up. You think about how much I can get painted on a stream. But no, I do love converting and building stuff. So yeah, there are just the odd little details what still need doing on these. But that's fine, they're so close. I think Seaguard and Corsairs are old enemies. Oh yeah, they might be. I'm not that up on all the fluff. Oh, there's tassel things in the fall of hair as well. They're well built. And to make do without your tassels. Thankfully, the tails are built a bit better than that. Cool. So, first highlight of the purple done. Second one, just again, just a sharper highlight. Just on all the corners and such. Nice. So basically, just used the two purples in the layer paints. Zero's purple and no Gene Stealer purple. That's the only options you get. They do a job in highlighting the purple areas quite nicely. Of course, going back to other paint lines, certain colours do have more variety, such as your purples. Right, two more, so Okay, so that is for purple. Still got 5 minutes left, so I might as well just start painting little straps around their shields. I'll use any old brown for that. Let's use Scrag brown. It's nice and bright. Should contrast against the skin. Not really too worried about doing masses of highlights on these areas. You don't really see them and they're quite small. There's like a metal thing that goes around the arm as well I'll have to do. Okay, so I think just before I end stream there was a skull I missed on one of the bases. So find him, I think he's on this one. We'll pick him out. Just a bit of old Xandri dust. And then we'll leave it at that. And who knows what I'll be working on next week. Maybe Marathi. Or I would say them little knights, but I'm probably going to airbrush most of them. And obviously my airbrushing station's behind me, so not really great for live shows. You just watch the back of my head. So yeah, really happy with progress. I've literally just got to do a couple of little details around their arms, do their bases, and that's another squad done. And then I've just got these ones to do. So yeah, really happy with the progress. It's been a good show as always. Always good to catch up with you guys, see what you've been doing, and just general chit chat. Obviously, we're all probably still buzzing from all the latest releases and stuff. Very cool. Been a busy day. So yeah, thanks everyone so much for watching. Same time next week. So yeah, I will see you. Thanks for joining us once again. And yeah, same time next week. Remember, the clocks in the UK go forward an hour, so if you're overseas and your clocks haven't changed, sure it'll be like an hour later. That's right. Yeah, anyway, it's easy enough. Just look up what time. You'll get a notification and everything when the show's live anyway. So yeah, and I'll put it on Facebook. So see you all again next week.